I'm Grayson Ottaway, Marvelous Videos. With the release of the recent trailer, Transformers Rise of the Beasts has revealed almost every Cybertronian that will be appearing in the movie. Besides popular characters like Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, Mirage seem to be getting a noticeable amount of attention in the trailer. The altered look resembles that of Jazz from the previous movie installments, and his unique powers are quite the mix fans could not think of. In all other forms of media, Mirage has been shown to be a very useful Autobot, saving the day numerous times, and it would not be wrong to make similar assumptions in the upcoming movie. So without any delay, let us dive into today's video where we will be exploring everything about Mirage. Before we get into the explanation, a very small request: if you like our content, please support us by subscribing to this channel. Small click for you, but for us, it means a great deal.
Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons.
Mirage backstory explored. Mirage, from the Generation 1 continuity family, was an affluent and classy Cybertronian. Wars were beneath the dignity of Mirage, as he craved finer things in life. Before the Cybertronian Civil War, Mirage enjoyed vintage Energon, extravagant events, and hunting the superfast Cybertronian fauna, the Turbo Fox. He was a member of an elite Cybertronian society and lived amongst its high-priced friends. During the war, when everyone had to choose a side, Mirage found himself amongst a group of common people he disliked and faced difficulties coping with. Later, he joined the Autobots, but owing to his dislike of war and his affluent taste, he wasn't really trusted by all the Autobots. He always wanted to end the war and for things to get back to normal, for which a few labeled him as a Decepticon sympathizer. However, despite all the struggles, Mirage sided and stayed with Optimus Prime. The Transformers animated series introduced Mirage in the very first episode of the first season. Written by George Arthur Bloom, the episode was a part of the storyline More Than Meets the Eye and introduced the origin of the Cybertronians. 4 million years ago, the Autobots on Cybertron were near extinction and left the planet searching for Energon. Mirage and the other Autobots, under the leadership of Optimus Prime, got on board on the Ark and left Cybertron. Eventually, they were followed by the Decepticons, who required Energon to conquer the planet and the universe. In a brief encounter, the Decepticons attacked the Autobot ship, which crash-landed on Earth, embedding a volcano and damaging each and every Transformer in the ship. In the year 1984, the volcano went active and stirred up the half-buried ship. The disturbance activated Talatron-1, which sent out a Sky Spy to scan terrestrial machinery. Once the scanning was done, the machine repaired the Decepticon Skywarp into a new alt mode. Skywarp revived Megatron and the rest of the Decepticons and left the ship to carry on with their once primary goal to retrieve Energon. Starscream impudently leaves with a parting shot, which causes rocks to rumble onto the embedded ship. The disturbances knocked Prime's unconscious body in the path of the computer's repair beams, which soon repaired him and gave him an alt mode of a truck. The rest of the Autobots were also revived and upgraded. Being aware of what the nasty Decepticons were capable of, Optimus dispatched Cliffjumper and Hound to scout the area and report any Decepticon activity. Under Megatron's instruction, Starscream, Soundwave, and Rumble began clearing an area for constructing a new Star Cruiser. When Cliffjumper and Hound noticed, they managed to overhear their plan of stealing energy from one of the oil rigs. Despite warnings from Hound, Cliffjumper tried taking a clear shot at Megatron only to miss and therefore alert the Decepticon army. Soundwave dispatched Laserbeak to chase them, who successfully managed to knock Hound. Cliffjumper returned to the Autobot base, after which Prime and the rest retrieved and repaired Hound. Later, Megatron and the Decepticons attacked the oil rig to steal energy and pushed all working members off the cliff into the sea. The Autobots, including Mirage, Bumblebee, Hound, Cliffjumper, and the others joined Prime and attacked the Decepticons at the oil rig. However, the Autobots could not stop the Decepticons as they chose to save the humans. Prime saved a father and son duo from burning in the explosion, while Megatron and his crew left with their Energon cubes. Spike and Sparkplug Witwicky extend their help to the Autobots, and they were brought back to the Autobot base. The father-son duo learnt more than the alien species, and Mirage showed off his invisibility power. Following this, the Decepticons and the Autobots encountered once again at the Sherman Dam, where the Decepticons created waves to increase the hydroelectric output of the dam and steal that energy. Although the Autobots tried their best to stop the Decepticons, they failed again, and the Decepticons successfully managed to leave with the energy. With back-to-back failures and the large amounts of Energon in the hands of the Decepticons, the Autobots vowed to stop them from acquiring any more Energon. Elsewhere, the new Star Cruiser is almost ready, and the Decepticons need one successful raid to obtain the requisite energy as fuel for the starship to return to Cybertron. While the Decepticons made their plans to extract the energy from ruby crystals in the mines of Burma, Trailbreaker, Spike, and Sparkplug managed to hear them secretly and inform the rest of the Autobots about their new heist. Eventually, the Decepticons reached the ruby mines and began extracting the energetic ruby crystals into the Energon cubes. The Autobots were prepared for this, and they too reached the spot outside the mine. Bumblebee and Sparkplug volunteered to plant a powerful explosive made by Wheeljack in the mine. However, as they were returning after planting the bomb, they were stopped by the Decepticons, Thundercracker, and Skywarp. Unaware of the motives of the Autobot and Sparkplug, when the Decepticons engaged in tormenting the two, the bomb exploded, destroying the mine. Bumblebee and Sparkplug were rescued by the Autobots from the rubble, and they believed the Decepticons had been destroyed by the explosion in the mine. Unfortunately, in a moment, we get to see Megatron and the Decepticons blasting their way out of the mine with the ruby crystals, leading to another big failure for the Autobots. With no other option, Mirage and Hound came up with an idea to create a giant hologram to trap the Decepticons. They informed Optimus, who further constructed the plan by planning to create a holographic projection of a secret place that could provide rocket fuel. All this while, the Autobots held Ravage captive and let him escape with fake news of the rocket energy supply. They intended to pass on the message to Megatron. Amidst a desert, Hound created a huge holographic projection of a rocket base, and the Autobots ambushed Megatron and the Decepticons. Soon Megatron and his crew arrived, and the plan looked promising, but the Decepticons were mere decoys, and Megatron was the only real Decepticon present. Megatron boastfully stated that he saw through the phony escape of Ravage and was completely aware of their plans. Megatron then revealed that while he spoke, his crew members were busy acquiring rocket fuel from a real rocket base. At the base, the Decepticons quickly neutralized the human army and stole all the fuel they needed. Megatron soon joined them and arrived at their launch base with all the fuel that they needed. Megatron and the Decepticons climbed on board, and the rocket began taking off. Watching Megatron leave for Cybertron with such high amounts of Energon, Optimus donned Sideswipe's rocket pack and began pursuing the rocket. The cruiser fired at Prime and caused him to fall onto the ground in despair. The Autobots engulfed their failure and tried helping Optimus, who immediately shrugged off their help. All this while, Mirage was not seen amongst them, which led to confusion amongst the Autobots. To everyone's surprise, Mirage was shown to be in the ship amongst the Decepticons, which he clearly managed to pull off using his power of invisibility. He took a few shots at the rocket system and controls, which inhibited the rocket's flight and made it crash on Earth along with the Decepticons. Before it could touch the ground, Mirage managed to escape and reunite with his teammates. Prime and the Autobots highly praised Mirage for his actions, and he was clearly the story's hero. Being an active team member of the Autobots, Mirage appeared in many other episodes where he played crucial roles. In episode 5, titled Roll for It, the Decepticons kidnapped Spike Witwicky's friend Chip Chase to retrieve the antimatter formula that the boy had memorized. Mirage and Hound managed to rescue Chip, but the Decepticons Decepticons had already retrieved the formula. In the same episode, when the Decepticons attacked the Autobot headquarters, Mirage and the Autobots managed to defend it. In another instance, as showcased in episode 6, Mirage again managed to defend the headquarters from the wrath of the Decepticons. When the Dinobots were created, Mirage was also on the construction team. The team, led by an over-enthusiastic Wheeljack, created 3 colossal Transformers which could transform into dinosaurs. The 3 Dinobots, Grimlock, Slag, and Sludge, showed promise initially, transforming into mechanical dinosaurs, but later went frenzy and attacked everyone. Throughout the season, Mirage had appeared on several different occasions, and from the recent Rise of the Beasts trailer, it seems the character will be appearing in the movie with his own cool swag. We had seen a different version of Mirage in the previous Transformers movies that were directed by Michael Bay, but since Rise of the Beasts is bringing elements from Generation 1 continuity, Mirage's appearance has been altered quite a bit. In the Generation 1 continuity, Mirage transformed into a Formula 1 racing car, while in Rise of the Beasts, he will be adopting the design of a silver Porsche 964 with a blue stripe down the middle. Although the exact reason for the changes are unknown, it might be difficult to have a Formula 1 race car disguised in regular traffic. The Cybertronians transformed into a vehicle for the exact purpose of disguising, and a Formula 1 amongst regular automobiles would certainly steal the show. Mirage amazing storyline in comic series. In the Marvel Comics continuity, the Transformers comics, Mirage, along with other Autobots, crashed on Earth and got reactivated in 1984. Eager to return to Cybertron, Mirage suggested the Autobots take the necessary energy from the natives and leave for Cybertron, to which his comrades strongly disagreed. This left Mirage in doubt if he is on the wrong side, as the Decepticons would have no such qualms about taking fuel from the planet's natives by force. Blinded by confusion, Mirage, in an encounter with Ravage, tried befriending the aggressive mechanical feline, which failed terribly. Fortunately, Brawn arrived and rescued Mirage. Later, after returning to the Ark, when Autobots detected a sign of a Cybertronian from England, Mirage was sent as a part of a unit to investigate the matter. Jazz met a local boy named Sammy Harker during their mission, and they soon became allies. At night, Mirage sneaked into the boy's room in hopes of frightening the lad, but got distracted after noticing a strange manuscript depicting a Transformer in the boy's room. He eventually left and informed the Autobots, who were then convinced that an Autobot ship was buried in the region. The Autobots need Sammy's help to stop the local authorities from discovering it, as that could bring the attention of the Decepticons. When Sammy met Optimus Prime and the remaining Autobots, they were attacked by a few Decepticon jets. Mirage used his electro blasters to destroy their sensors and take them down. Another attack from the Decepticons was sure to come, and the Autobots lacked the necessary energy to counter them. Mirage and 4 other Autobots combined their energies and powered themselves to combat capable levels. During their battle with the Decepticons, Mirage faced Ravage again, but this time the vicious mechanical feline severed his arm. This made Mirage realize that the Decepticons have to be stopped, and only then can they return home. Mirage began striking his opponents without being careful, and ended up getting his armor torn apart by Buzzsaw. Fortunately, all the Decepticons suddenly collapsed, all thanks to the Sparkplug Witwicky's idea of poisoning their fuel. However, the Autobot victory was short-lived, as Mirage and the rest were blasted into oblivion by Decepticon Shockwave. The Decepticons captured the Ark and strung up the Autobot bodies. Later, with the combined efforts of Ratchet and the Dinobots, the Ark was reclaimed and the offline Autobots were repaired. At some point, following a series of assassinations, Mirage was one of the few Autobots who remained active. He and Prowl helped their leader execute the right of the Autobrand for Jetfire. Since then, Mirage was not seen much until years later, when he resurfaced to watch the fight between Grimlock and Blaster on the moon. A bunch of Decepticons soon attacked them, but Mirage emerged unharmed. In the Marvel Generation 2 comics, Grimlock led a covert team onto the Cybertronian Empire ship to defeat Xerxes. Optimus had strictly discarded the idea, but Grimlock disobeyed. The attempt severely backfired, resulting in the death of Red Alert and the remaining being captured. Mirage was included, and unfortunately, during their prison break, he was destroyed by enemy fire. Mirage reappeared in the classic series after being revived to see the war end at Cybertronian, something he always wanted. Since the beginning of the war, Mirage wanted to return to his classy, affluent, normal life. However, most of his friends were dead, and he started an organization to help preserve turbofoxes as they were going extinct. Despite having all that he longed for, Mirage could not return to his old life, and when Optimus asked him to assist him in the battle against the Decepticons on Earth, he agreed. On Earth, Mirage, Prime, Grimlock, and Jetfire responded to a Decepticon activity where Mirage helped human pilots battle Megatron. He soon battled the Decepticons from obtaining the subterranean reservoir of rarefied energon. Noticing the Decepticons getting the upper hand, Mirage used his power of invisibility to sneak in on Soundwave, dropping him and holding him at gunpoint. After forcing the Decepticons to back off, the Autobots returned to their base, and Mirage observed Grimlock receiving signals from the crew of the Gravitron. Being suspicious, he followed Grimlock, only to come across Starscream and a newly arrived group of Decepticons. Mirage was captured and taken to Megatron, but the Gravitron crew led by Grimlock and Ultra Magnus attacked the Decepticon base, and Mirage was rescued by Strongarm, Swoop, Snarl, and Elita 1. The Regeneration 1 series had an interesting storyline, with Mirage and other Autobots fighting the Decepticons. Under Prime's instructions, a group of Autobots, along with Mirage, were selected to fight alongside him against Megatron. Prime fought Megatron, while Mirage and the rest battled an army of X-Bots or Undead Army. In Transformers 84, Cybertron had drifted towards the dangerous region of space known as the Stellae Cemeterium. Mirage, along with others, helped clear out the path through the asteroid belt. Although it helped the Autobots sufficiently, a Decepticon attack made Prime crash on their ship. Mirage also appeared in the Dreamwave Generation 1 continuity, defending the Decagon when Shockwave pulled out a massive attack on Iacon. During the Dark Ages, he continued to serve under the leadership of Prowl. Mirage also made a brief appearance in the Transformers vs. G.I. Joe, where he was one of the Autobots that were awakened on the Faroe Islands in 1939, and according to Optimus Prime, the Cobra killed him. Mirage also made a brief appearance in Beast's comics, fighting the Decepticons. In 2005 ID Double continuity, Mirage first appeared in Megatron Origin Issue 3, which showcased the period before the War of Cybertron. Mirage was one of the attendees at Bumper and Fast Track's funeral. He was later shown guarding the New Institute, which was a place used for brainwashing Autobots with wavering loyalties to keep them on track. In the series, Mirage was shown to be suffering from a mental disorder. His medical conditions periodically caused a buildup of gamma-cyprobutyric acid in his brain, which caused him to hallucinate occasionally. His condition often troubled him with hallucinations, and this issue flared up when he was damaged in an explosion. While being repaired, Mirage dreamt of an alternate reality where he was a ruthless Decepticon mercenary. In his dreams, he was tasked to crush the remaining Autobots, which were in hiding. Mirage disguised himself as Bumblebee, infiltrated the Autobot base, and disabled their security systems. Once disabled, the Decepticons swarmed in and attacked the Autobots. Optimus did manage to hold his ground and defend until Mirage took Jetfire hostage, forcing Prime to surrender. Mirage wanted to take them as prisoners, but Megatron's orders were to kill them, which he despised but later agreed to. As he stabbed Hound through his spark and killed him, an enraged Optimus tackled him into a nearby container full of Zodiac energy. With the explosion, Mirage snapped out of his dream and kept pondering if this dream was indeed a real one from a different reality. Mirage was later suspected of being a part of Blaster's assassination attempts, as he was amongst the only 4 Autobots present on the hub during the attacks. However, it was later revealed that the true culprit was a mind-controlled controlled beachcomber. A year later, Mirage was a member of the team of Autobots that joined Optimus Prime in the battle against Megatron on Earth. According to Mirage, there was a dispute in the ranks of the Decepticons, but it proved wrong, leading to the Autobots getting a hideous Decepticon ambush. The outcome was catastrophic, resulting in the Autobots being dumped into Cybertron through the space bridge. Before sending them, Megatron stated that there was a traitor amongst the Autobots, which made everyone assume Mirage. Ironhide snapped and beat Mirage ruthlessly, taking away his Autobot badge. The traitor was later revealed to be Sunstreaker, following which Ironhide tried apologizing to Mirage for his act. Mirage denied his apology and warned Ironhide from ever talking to him again. However, later, when a swarm of Decepticons attacked Ironhide, Mirage came to his rescue. Following this, Mirage assisted the Autobots on numerous occasions. Being a part of Earth's Autobot crew, he helped save the humans from the wrath of the Decepticons. The humans were also hunting the Autobots, and during a reckless attempt of Hot Rod in search of action, Ironhide died, which caused great remorse amongst the Autobot ranks. Optimus Prime, along with the rest of the Autobots, surrendered to the human-robot hunters Skywatch. Later, Prowl, Hot Rod, Mirage, and Red Alert managed to flee from Earth, but Omega Supreme remained with Optimus. As in the animated series, Mirage attempted several times to assist the Autobots in missions on Cybertron. He actively participated in fights against their new creator, the Menasor, and also in the battle against the Necro-Titan. Mirage appearance in live-action movie. As mentioned, Mirage has already appeared in live-action movies that were directed by Michael Bay. This version of Mirage was different from what we had previously read or watched. Unlike his Formula One vehicle mode, Mirage could transform into a red Ferrari 458 Italia. Mirage was first introduced in Transformers Dark of the Moon. Following the Fallen's defeat, Mirage and Wheeljack arrived on Earth and joined the Nest team. He was first shown during their joint mission to take out an illegal nuclear weapon site in the Middle East. With Wheeljack transforming into the car of the country's defense minister, the team penetrated the base easily and destroyed it. Back at the Nest headquarters, he was referred to as Dino. After retrieving the damaged body of Sentinel Prime, Optimus recovered the ancient Autobot using the Matrix of Leadership, following which the old Prime revealed his space bridge technology. Meanwhile, a few humans were killed by the Decepticons, and when followed up, it was revealed that the Decepticons were after Sentinel Prime for his space bridge technology. On his way back to the Autobot base, the Sentinel was heavily guarded by Bumblebee, Sideswipe, and Mirage. On the highway, they were attacked by the Dreads, and that is where we got to see Mirage engage in a fight. Eventually, they managed to take down the three Dreads. Unfortunately, Sentinel Prime betrayed and killed Ironhide. Using the space bridge technology, Sentinel summoned innumerable Decepticon forces and coerced the human governments to exile their protectors, the Autobots. Soon Mirage, along with other Autobots, were spotted getting aboard a space shuttle, Xanthium. Although Starscream destroyed the spaceship moments after it was launched, the team of Autobots managed to survive by hiding in the ship's boosters. They arrived at the outskirts of Chicago in perfect shape. Mirage and the rest regrouped with the Nest and defeated the Decepticons in the Battle of Chicago. Sentinel Prime was eventually killed in battle by Optimus. Mirage reappeared in Transformers The Last Night. A CIA Black Ops unit going by the name Cemetery Wind had been created in response to the terrible Battle of Chicago. The team's primary motive was to eradicate all Transformers from Earth, irrespective of their race. After surviving the attacks of the team, Mirage, Roadbuster, and Topspin was shown to be playing volleyball in Cuba.
Try this one, Spike. Now you see me? Now you don't.
What makes Mirage so powerful? The true extent of Mirage's capabilities is yet to be showcased in live-action films. Although Michael Bay has given us a version of Mirage where he seemed to be using blades and grappling hooks as his primary weapons, his prominent abilities have certainly been left ignored. As showcased in the Generation 1 continuity, Mirage had two unique capabilities, the first one being invisibility and the second to create illusions. His power to turn invisible was one of the prime reasons for the Autobots' victory in the very first story of the Transformers animated series. Going by the recent teaser trailer of Rise of the Beasts, Mirage was shown to be creating holograms of himself while being pursued by the police, which confirms that the movie is going to showcase the classy Autobots' unique powers. Although we are not sure of the weaponry the Autobot will be carrying, Mirage from the previous Transformers movie installments was shown to be using sniper rifle and an assault rifle.
Then let's try again!
Our marvelous verdict. We are eager to know more about the character's role in the upcoming movie and can only really make assumptions about it. Despite all odds, Mirage has always been shown to be an important crew member in the ranks of the Autobots. In some alternate time frame, he had fused with the other Autobots to form Optimus Maximus or Betatron, which is rather cool, isn't it? We've finally come to the end of our video. We hope you've enjoyed our content. Feel free to report your theories about Mirage's role in Rise of the Beast in the comment section below. And if you like our content, please don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one, and please be safe.